Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new or coming back. I appreciate you all guys, thank you for all your support, for all your love, all your energy. I appreciate each and every one of you. So as I promised, today I've got an extra deck, I've got a new deck. I was gonna see what it's like and maybe use it as the oracle deck that I used at the beginning. It's called the Angel Journey, and these are really cool cards, very twin flame kind of light worker specific. So I decided that that's gonna be the icing on the cake towards the end. So this is gonna be like a general guidance after what we have discovered, what we have heard, you know, what is that finishing message from the angels, and they're all wonderful. So that's what I'm gonna do, just a spoiler, so stick to the end. And yeah, I'm gonna start with one of my usual decks today. It's gonna be the Wisdom of the Oracle, and look at that, we have the treasure island in the bottom. That's a good start. Let's see what kind of treasures we're gonna discover today. Okay, and then traditionally I'm gonna go to tarot to check up on divine feminine and divine masculine energies and see what's going on with the connection at this time. I think today I'm gonna go in kind of classic way. We did a lot of kind of deep dives in the past couple of days, so today I decided to just do the classic. And of course, if you're ever interested, so now we're gonna pull a card for divine feminine. If you're ever interested to know more about your personal journey, do not hesitate to reach out, order a personal reading or a coaching session. Yeah, just drop me a line on my email address on what you're interested in, what kind of questions you have, and yeah, we'll see. Have my kind of standard pricings for the readings. I have a bit more of a customized approach for coaching, but we can even do a combination of the two if that's what we decide to do based on what you want, and you know, and my recommendation as well. And if you're interested in coaching, I do offer an intro 20-30 minute call for free where we can talk and agree about what we want to do, what the goals are of this coaching, what you're trying to achieve, and I will give kind of my resume of the options I can provide and how I can help you with your topic of interest. All right, we have by the book. Oh, look at that, number 11. Yeah, it's the first master number. It's like initiation kind of idea. And what I'm getting immediately is that the initiation part often begins, or it is generated based on the current, like based on the status quo, based on the traditional, based on the mass, you know, and what society is used to, right? So either it is like an inspiration for a new intention and moving towards something new, or it's like a trigger. It's like, I cannot take it anymore, like this is not working, the current system doesn't work for me, I need to create something new. And that's where the intention you know, appears. So that's what I'm getting, that sometimes if you're feeling stuck or you're looking for an idea but nothing comes in right now, where do you start? You start with the going back to basics. And I was actually, when I was talking to you about that first step, I was remembering about shukari, which is like a Japanese approach. It's like one of their learning techniques, if you wish. I need to look it up because I haven't come across it for years, but that's what it was. And it was like it's like the idea of becoming a master in something, you know, in a very oriental kind of way. That first you start off from what is established, then you go into kind of experimenting and challenging that, and then you go into something completely new that you create. But you start with following the practice of the current masters of your ancestors, you know, whoever you look up to in that area where you begin. So that's what the feminines need to know today. That's where you need to go if you're in doubt or if you're looking for some guidance. You know, that's it. For the masculines, what do we have? It's a pretty cool message. I love it. I have kind of two cards, so I'm gonna pull both of them. They fell in a different way. To the sea, number 7, and regeneration, number 46. Yeah, so what I'm getting immediately, that divine masculines have been doing some healing and releasing of karmic patterns recently, which we've seen in previous readings. And they're getting ready now, they're buckling up and getting the last supplies into the boat to embark on a new adventure, on a new journey, but in a completely new kind of status, new energy, new feeling, like, you know, where you have different kind of awareness. You feel like a new person. It's like, you know, day one of this phase of my life sort of idea. It's pretty cool. Okay, that was Oracle number 1. Now let's get to tarot, and I've got my steampunk tarot today. What's happening with the energy of Divine Feminine Collective at this time? Remember, this is a timeless reading, so wherever you were guided to this reading, that's when you were meant to hear the message. And take on only what resonates and leave what doesn't. So it might be just one sentence, you know, one idea that you needed to hear. So don't assume that if one idea was, you know, spot on, that necessarily everything else has to be about your journey. Right? Sometimes it's not like that. So really tune into it and, you know, with your inner compass to see what really applies to your case and what is meant for someone else, because this is a collective reading. Okay, so we have Page of Swords. Loving it for the page, for the feminine. Yeah, and you see this is also kind of like beginning of a journey. This elephant's telling me about it, an idea of a journey as well. And page actually means like getting started, you know, it's something fresh, something new, something young, someone young, but also kind of learning idea and experimentation, all of that stuff, being an apprentice, right? Learning from someone else. And that's what we saw here by the book, right? Like learning from the classics, really. That's what it is. What do we have for Divine Masculines? I didn't even need the clarifier for that, did I? Wow, 2 of Cups. Can't make it up. And that's what healing is doing to Divine Masculines. What about the connection space? What's happening there? Twin flame connection. What's happening with the connection at this time? Oops. Wow. The Empress, the Strength, and the King of Pentacles. That's powerful. S-H-I-T. Wow. Alrighty. Let's get some clarifiers. King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, baby. Mastering emotions. Stepping out, I'm hearing, stepping out from being petty and childish about something and into the deeper understanding and compassion, which is what light workers are supposed to do anyway. Please clarify page of, okay, 6 of Swords. Yeah, even the pictures are similar. Even look at the cape and the cape here. I love it. And it's a her in each of this. Like there's only one person in each of this and it's a her. Right? You can see it's a feminine image, which is interesting. It's not always the case with those cards. So it's pretty cool. Please clarify 2 of Cups for masculines. Yeah, this is the card with kundalini rising and all. Strong tantric energy. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Please clarify King of Pentacles, the Strength, and the Empress. And by the way, the Empress is telling us about the Taurus season. And I was actually telling yesterday about the the whole reason why, you know, we are in Taurus season, first of all, and also I was talking about the upcoming lunar eclipse in Taurus. Taurus is the North Node, which we currently have all this year and part of next year as well. You know, all of those things that kind of like make Taurus be a really big deal right now. We also have a few planets that are making big movements during this time, and like some of them are in Taurus as well. Okay. So, yeah. So what I'm getting here, just to add to what I already said about the feminine energy, is that divine feminine is going back to basics. Maybe to remind yourself about something, and then to see it as a kind of current template based on which some new ideas will be generated. And new ideas will be aiming towards more harmony, I'm getting, and towards making it more accessible, right? Because a lot of times the classics, like the classic literature, the learnings, the sacred knowledge, it can be quite heavy in terms of, you know, very few people can really understand it. And Divine Feminine is going beyond to see how that knowledge can be accessible to the public. It can be easier to digest, easier to hear for people, and it will help them. Even if it's kind of dumbing it down a little, which means maybe at times it will kind of bring down a little bit the frequency of that energy, but it's still going to be super powerful and life-changing for those people who hear it. I had the death card here in the bottom of one of the decks that I was using. So yeah, definitely it's gonna help a lot of people transform. For the masculine, we have Two of Cups clarified by Ten of Pentacles. So as usual, divine masculines are striving for, you know, happiness, peace, you know, kindness and generosity around them, this kind of good feeling of warmth, of familiar warmth when there are, you know, you're surrounded by loved ones. And it's not just a word in this case, it's when you can really feel the love. And what does it do to divine? They may be thinking about it to begin with in terms of, I don't know, their karmic partner, their friends, whoever is with them right now immediately. It doesn't have to be divine feminine. But guess what? Even if that's the case, inevitably they get to the divine feminine. That's what comes to their mind, because you see this kundalini, you know, how strong it is, how powerful it is. The whole yin-yang piece, you know, masculine and feminine, this whole alchemy. As soon as their heart is clinging towards or leaning towards harmony, love, and the warmth of people's hearts, it's longing for divine feminine, because their heart knows that there is somebody who is, you know, of the same soul, who is a, you know, a perfect divine partner, who will be that someone. And once they've met that someone, there is no comparison to others, or it will be like very pale in comparison. Even if they have people who can kind of put together this sort of picture, kind of make it look like it's there, the energy is never going to be like that. Sorry, it's not even close to what they have with divine feminine. So what does it do in the end? It fortifies this big connection energetically with their heart. It, depending on where they are on the journey, more or less aware about the importance of this connection and divine feminine in their life, they can be still a little bit more in denial. So it's more of a 5D process. It's about dreams, maybe some daydreaming visions that they have, you know, just even the shift in their energetic field, because of how much the veil is thinner at this time. For those who are more aware that there is this special someone, even if they don't call it twin flame, but they understand that this is a very special connection, they are more aware of it. It means that it's more of a 3D, 4D space, right? They can manifest divine feminine into their life at this time, right? And you'll feel the urge to send a message, give a call, you know, to check on them, like see what's going on. Yeah, and of course it means that divine feminine is on their mind. You know, we talked about reminiscing about the good and fun times together, so that's part of it. It's like, again, like a continuation of that story. It's also them fantasizing, I'm hearing, especially with all this kundalini here, about possibilities in the future. Seeing divine feminine in new light, for some of them starting to see them as a life partner, because maybe they thought of you as a friend before, now they're starting to see it in a new light. And that's why we have the Ten of Pentacles here. Ten of Pentacles is not just a bunch of friends. It's friends are more of Three of Cups energy. This is definitely about family, community, and you know, that those kind of familial ties. So this is definitely them recognizing that you are family, even if you're not blood family, but energetically you are so close, they feel close in spirit. Okay, for what is going on with the connection. So we see we are in Taurus season, right? So it kind of brings up, could bring up a lot of sensitive topics. And here we have Ace of Wands and Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So it could be that there is a bit of a stuckness in movement, a bit of lack of decisiveness at the moment. But it also means that there's more of an internal process of kind of like building up on personal resources, I'm hearing, building up of self-esteem and inner strength and different creative ideas, because we started with the creativity today, right? And Empress is definitely someone who is very, is full of that creativity, is very fertile, right? It's a lot about creation. And it could be a lot of times we see, actually even here, the Empress is a pregnant woman, right? But it can be taken literally, but a lot of times it means like it's a potential, right? This creative potential. It's kind of, it's ripening up, I would say. It's still an internal process for both of the twins, like something is cooking underneath. But it's just as important because it's like, you know, speaking of bamboo that I have here, where the good book tells us that it's like, you know, it's an example of when it would take several years for the plant to prepare, to grow roots, to kind of do the under the earth process before it actually appears on the surface. But then the process is like it can grow a few meters in like a couple of weeks or something, right? So, but that process that took several years, it was super important for the bamboo to be strong, to be, you know, vital, to kind of to support itself for a while. Okay, to finish off, I'm gonna go with my special deck. Let's pull a card of advice for Divine Feminine from the angels. What do Divine Feminines watching this video need to know? Okay, sorry, I need to pick it up. Also trying not to fall off from my chair. It flew away pretty far, but that just means it's so powerful. Heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. Okay, what about Divine Masculines? What's the advice from the angels? And mind that addictions don't have to be something super obvious like gambling or smoking or drinking. It could be shopping online, it could be binge watching some shows, it could be, I don't know, like some things you may consider hobbies, might be an escape mechanism for you from something. Just, you know, give it a thought. All kinds of behaviors that are OCD, that go beyond, you know, kind of the norm, the average. Oops. Sacral chakra. Okay, it's one of the masculine chakras, so makes sense. You're highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. Yeah, so even with these cards, I'm still getting this internal process for both of the twins. Healing addictions, right? You know, being sensitive, protecting energy at this time. Again, it's more about kind of like I need to protect my energy rather than spread it out or get impacted by a lot of external energies. So yeah, sounds like something big is coming up, and we'll find out. I'll do a special reading for the eclipse, and I will do a special reading for Wednesday. So yeah, that's gonna be coming up. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I love you all, and talk to you again very, very soon.